Z, today we're talking about how to put on the blinders and how to get stuff done, my friend. Are you fairly excited about to talk about this topic?
Wait a second. If you blind yourself, how can you see to get stuff done?
It's like the first Star Wars, which is really the fourth Star Wars The New Hope, where Luke puts on the blaster shield, and he's able to learn to use the Force by blocking out his actual vision.
So we're going to teach people how to use the Force today?
We're going to teach people how to, figuratively speaking, how to use the Force. We're going to teach people how to use one to-do list.
Well, there you go.
One calendar.
Okay.
And making sure that people learn how to say no to idiots.
Well, there you go.
We got it all bundled up for you on today's show. It's the Thrive Time Show right here on your radio and podcast download. And I'm telling you, Thrive Nation, Dr. Z is looking beautiful today.
You're smelling great, too.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wow.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
Now, 3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, and yes! Thrive Nation,
that.
welcome back to another exciting edition of the Thrive Time Show on your radio and podcast download. It is always ecstasy when Z is next to me. Sir, how are you?
Well, technically, I'm not quite next to you.
No.
We
But
have
it's ecstasy
with
when
Nick,
you
we have a Nick
ambiance is near me.
factor. We have a Nick factor.
The Nickinator
The Nickinator.
on the show. It's unbelievable. It's as good as Nick at night, but it's during the day.
He's the stuffing to our Oreo.
Oh, wow.
'Cause He's kind of in between
the best
us.
part.
That's
That's-
impressive.
The best
Now,
part.
is that your favorite part? Because some people like the little cookie, some like the little white stuffing in there. Clay, what's your favorite part of an Oreo? And don't say I don't know. Don't say it.
I think having
Just own
Oreo
it.
with ice cream is where it's at.
Oh my God!
So I think you have Oreo
You
with
can't
that.
answer a question. A simple question.
Okay, I mean, I think it has to be the stuffing.
The stuffing.
I think so. In the
Well,
middle.
Nick's right there.
means I'm the best part.
He is the best part.
Yeah, if I could choose to have like cookies with frosting or just frosting, I'd have just frosting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the other way around.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're sick.
I'm sick, man.
I'm not judging you or anything. I'm just saying you are
just
sick. You are just.
You're not
I don't
right.
even understand you, but I mean,
You
I'm
don't even
not
make
cool with it.
sense.
Yeah. Now on today's show, we got we got two dueling melodies here, two themes, two topics at the same time.
Okay.
Topic number 1, we're talking about blinders and how you put them on and get stuff done.
Okay.
And then we're answering questions from Nick, the recent Oral Roberts University graduate. So, I'm going to go through the three steps for getting stuff done.
Okay.
And I want you to break down where these things break down. All right?
Okay.
So,
You want me to break down where they break down?
well, because what happens is we have these, we get the book, we get the self-help book, we read chapter 1, 2, 3, maybe we read the whole book. We know what to do. We've been to the seminar, we've listened to the radio show, we've done whatever we have to do, and then it breaks down because we know what to do now, but we don't do it. So
Yeah, that's true.
1 is the to-do list. You got to have one to-do list, all right? Step 2, you got to have one calendar. And 3, your network is your net worth. Quit hanging around idiots. So we know we need a to-do list.
Right.
We know we need to put it in the calendar to do it.
Right.
And we know we can't hang out with idiots. So the to-do list. Why do so many people put crap on a to-do list and never get the crap done? Why?
Well, 2 reasons. 1, they put it on because they don't know how to say, probably, it's not the shortest word in the English language.
Oh,
Excuse
wow,
me,
it's
but-
a cough word. Is
Got
that,
me
is
all-
that Klingon?
Get me all
They
choked
don't
up
know
here.
how to say. Klingon, that's impressive, wow.
No, they don't know how to say no. So therefore, they put a lot of things on their calendar or on their to-do list that they shouldn't even have on there to begin with. And then when they look at it, they go, I shouldn't even put that on there, but it's on there. So now what do I do with it? Now I'm in a conundrum.
A conundrum.
So do I do the stuff I'm not supposed to do? Probably not. But then it's on my list, so it's confusing. So the thing about it is you've got to make sure that you are the one who is putting things on your to-do list that really need to be done.
I
Does
feel
that
like
sound weird?
I feel like what happens is in the world of business is a lot of people they're letting other people put things on their to-do list. They're letting people put things on their to-do list.
Yeah.
So, as an example, I have a to-do list today. There it is. It's we got it printed off here, and everything that's on my to-do list I put on my to-do list.
You put on your to-do
But let me tell you the things that people try to put on my to-do list that I'm like, I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that.
Said one guy who is a nice man, and he is wants to be a client, and he says, could you remind me, could you call to remind me that I want to move forward in September? And I said, no, but I appreciate you. And then you remind you, whatever that looks like, your phone alarm, whatever that is. and then that's what I did. Another example, I've had a family member said, hey, on the way home, could you call and remind such and such they need to do this? No. They're an adult. Twice today I've been asked that question. Could you remind me? Could you remind them? Z, you got to say no.
Is your name Siri or Alexa?
Oh,
you
wow.
should change your name to Alexa, then be like, hey, Alexa, remind me to. And you'd be like, okay, that makes sense now.
Another example of something I didn't put on my to-do list today. Somebody pulled me aside and said, could we have 15 minutes? Could you have, at some point today, when you have 15 minutes, could we have 15 minutes? And you know what I said?
No.
No, but what do you want to talk about right now? And then whatever they wanted to talk about, we talked about the entire thing in like 35 seconds. It just happened probably 2 hours ago. They said, do you have 15 minutes today? I said, no. But what do you want to talk about? They tell me, got to it, done, 30 seconds.
Damn,
You do that too, though.
Well, you have to. Otherwise, you're in these endless meetings getting nothing done. They wear me slick.
So Andrew Carnegie says, as I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. Andrew
Right.
Carnegie, world's wealthiest man during his lifetime. Nick, you went to college at Oral Roberts University.
Yes.
You know a lot of people that have gone to college there.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of people. Did you just graduate recently?
Yeah, May 2019.
Did you know certain people that would not turn in their paper? They just wouldn't turn in their papers. They wouldn't complete the projects.
Too many to count.
And what percentage of people do you know from your time at Oral Roberts University? We're not naming names, but what percentage of the people that you knew didn't turn in their papers? And again, they're paying, what, $50,000 a year to go to ORU?
Too much to not be turning things
And they're
in, yeah,
supposed
for
to
sure.
turn in their paper.
Right.
And to get to class at, what, 8:50 or 7:50?
Right.
What percentage of people would not show up to class on time or get their stuff done on time, do you think?
Honestly, it was pretty high at ORU. I'd say about 50%.
Why? What is the deal? Why?
Laziness. They get caught up in the floors. They get caught up in the social life. And I feel like they just get lazy.
So then does that stop when they get a job? I don't know. See, this is just a question. I think at the end of the day, you get it done or you don't get it done. And to get it done, you got to do what Z said. You got to say no.
You got to say no. The other thing, too, is that I think laziness is one thing, but I don't really know it's laziness. It's just the priorities are off. I mean, because they're going to do what they want to do that day.
Right.
They're going to do what they want to do. You listen out there, you're going to do what you want to do.
You're going to do what you want to do.
Right. If you want to play Xbox all day, guess what you're going to do?
Play Xbox.
Right.
If you want to spend your whole day learning to speak Klingon, this is what you're going to be listening to all day. If you want to, let me cue it up here. I've got.
Oh, man.
I've got it. Let me get it here. I think I've got some good audio here. Here we go. Let me see.
Oh, wow.
Let me see.
Oh, that's.
No, they're talking English. I need some.
Yeah.
No, it's all.
Oh, yes.
See, that's not
They're
even
all-
sound anything like Klingon.
They're speaking.
And I'm fluent.
Charming.
Why does it say the actual? No, they're supposed to be speaking Klingon. They're speaking English. I'm disappointed. Never mind.
I'm so disappointed. That was such a letdown. I'm so disappointed.
I wanted
in
some
that.
good Klingon. Okay,
I
but the
know,
point
it's hard
is,
to find it.
when I was at college, my Oral Roberts experience was very different than most people.
How's that? Well, I mean, other than you being asked to leave school.
I didn't play intramural sports. I didn't participate in hall meeting. I didn't hang out with anybody, and I paid my way through school while going to school.
And you broke how many of the, I don't know that that'd be laws, but rules of the university did you actually break that you can admit? Now statutes of limitations are gone, so we can talk about it
I'll
openly.
just share a typical.
How many did you break overall?
I'll just share a typical week for me was this. We had hall meeting. What day, Nick, is hall meeting? Is it Mondays or Wednesdays?
Monday nights. Yeah, they're like really late. It's like 11 o'clock, too.
Yeah, Monday night. So Monday morning hall meeting had to be at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Now, I've always woken up 5, 4, 3, 5, 6, 7 because it's quiet.
Right.
So I would go to bed like at 9, and they'd wake me up for hall meeting. My roommate would take me out there, and they would say, "What prayer requests do you have?" And I know if you open up and you mention you have something sincere, it's going to take longer.
Right.
So I'd be like, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
So I would always do that.
My prayer is that I get to sleep on a Monday.
Yeah, and I
night.
would just not participate in that. And I think that was sort of a party foul to not participate in hall meeting because a lot of times when I realized they quit checking attendance, I would just sleep because I didn't want to get up for that. And then chapel, I did go to every chapel, but then when I found out they didn't take attendance, I quit going to chapel.
But that was required. That was a rule.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
then I
Okay.
realized they didn't inspect. I just skipped it.
Right.
I remember the fun run. You're supposed to run like what, 2 miles or a
Yeah,
mile?
it's 2 mile, something
2
like
miles.
that.
So I just paid basketball players to run it.
There you
I
go.
give them a 20
Yeah.
spot, and they'd run 2 miles for me. Skip that. The cafeteria. There's a back entrance you can go in.
Yeah.
You know, because I could get 2 meals. I could afford 2 meals a day. I think a meal plan was like 3 meals or 4 meals a day. But wasn't like a meal plan where you could choose like 4 meals a day or
Yeah,
2.
they have them in blocks like that where it's like 1 or 2 a day, 3 a day.
So I
something
would
like
use 2 and just go in the back entrance or go up that elevator there.
that. Right.
That was a move.
That was a move. So you would do that so you could get back in line and get another meal. Is that-
No,
is that
I could
right
only
or what?
afford the meal plan with 2 meals
Okay.
a day. So I would just get 2 meals. I'd go in, and like the third meal, I'd somehow weasel my way in, sneak in.
And that was hence the back door.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I would
trying
do
to-
that.
I'm just trying
I
to-
would do that.
Okay. So that's another rule broken.
Yeah. I mean, I just think my entire experience.
What about the dancing? And you're not supposed to.
You weren't
promote
allowed to
dancing?
organize student. You weren't allowed to attend at the time social dancing events, let alone organize them. And that's my
And
entire
you had
source
a
of
s-
income to pay my way through
I
college.
was going to say that was how you got through college. Was
You couldn't
by your
exchange
DJ company.
money on the floor was a move. And then I had a studio up there where I would charge guys like $20 to $30 an hour to record.
Yeah.
So that was against the rules. You're supposed to be a Christian at the time. I wasn't. That was a big party foul at a Christian school.
Yeah. That I could see where that would be.
I don't know there was a lot of rules I followed.
That's what I was trying
I
to get
don't
at.
think you could write a parody song mocking the school's president.
And then have it pushed out over the phone system to
phone
every
system.
single.
And I did not.
Residents.
I did not push it out. Someone else did. They asked to borrow the
course,
song.
of course, of
I did not
course.
stop them.
Do you know who pushed it out? Is that still a
I
mystery?
do, but I can't mention his name because it was the thing. He came to me later, and he's now risen to power, Z, prominence.
Oh, yes,
He's
of
now
course.
really done well for himself.
Oh yes.
But anyway, my entire
Sure would want to pull him down.
my game plan to
now.
go to college was I just wanted to get the classes I needed to learn. So the classes like advanced audio or accounting, I wanted to take those classes and learn what I needed to learn to become self-employed. I never had a desire to graduate. And so you'd meet with your guidance counselor, and you can change your major, or you could at the time,
Right.
change your major a lot. So I would always change my major so I could get in the classes I wanted, which you weren't supposed to do. I don't know. I think my entire experience there was a broken rule.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't do well with college. But so now, Nick, you've come from the campuses of Oral Roberts University, the campus of Oral Roberts University, and you get to ask Dr. Z any question you would like about getting things done or any area of your life or business idea. You can ask Dr. Z any business question you'd like.
Awesome. Well, I've actually started a side business with a buddy. He was a roommate of mine in college, and we are at a standstill. We are currently working like it's local crafts. Anyone who makes local like handcrafted goods, and we retail them. And we are stuck in the midst of finding how to press those out to people, how to sit down and really get that word of mouth about from where we are. So what do you suggest for us from where we are, like at the very beginning of launch stage?
Okay, let me get this straight. You have gone around town and found people that make stuff.
Correct.
And this stuff could be anything.
Yeah, like herbal teas. We have like a wood guy. He creates wood, like furniture, wood signs, anything you can craft out of a piece of wood. He can do.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the guy that Clay used to do his man cave sign?
No, that guy is a gentleman that I met through the state fair, but the guy I want to use,
okay.
his name is also Clayton. We have the same name.
Yes.
And he has an incredible company. I'll look up the name of the company real quick so we can give him a quick little local love here. This guy,
Little local love,
a lot
yeah.
of the signs you see all over Midtown, downtown Tulsa, where they take a tree trunk and they buzz it down, they saw it down, they turn it into like a bear or a raccoon
Nice.
or a duck. You know,
Yes.
he does that kind of stuff. I'll
World
look him up in
needs
just
more
a second.
Bears and raccoons and ducks.
So okay, so are you kind of understanding the scenario
I'm
here?
trying to get my head wrapped around it right now.
Kinda give us more details.
So it could be anything.
Right, as long as it's not anything. It's a sustainable product. It's anything locally sourced. It's not typically recyclable, something in that nature, because we are involved in making sure everything is environmental and sustainable. So it's got to follow those guidelines. But we're struggling with getting that word of mouth from our website, finding a way to like host events and stuff for our brand, for our company, and get these products in front of.
Who's your number one? What problem are you solving, and who's your target audience? I mean,
Who's gonna buy these
If you could draw the perfect customer for your company. So first of all, what problem are you solving? And then number two, who's your perfect person? I mean, what's like, this would be the one.
As an example, right now, I'm on ChainsawArtistry.com. Okay, I'm going to cue it up. This is the video here, ChainsawArtistry.com. And I typed in...
A bit of a purist.
Uh-oh.
oh.
It's a purist.
I don't use hand tools or routers or anything like that.
I just use a
I just use a chainsaw.
I just use a chainsaw.
There you go.
Now,
Which
real
some
quick.
would say is a tool. I
Real
don't
quick,
know.
I'm going to say this, and I want Clayton Cost to know this because his work is phenomenal, and I just want everybody to know. And I want all the listeners to know. I want all the listeners to know. I'm a yuppie. That's what I am. Zeke, can you define a yuppie?
A yuppie.
I want Clayton Cost to know this, the guy who's doing the carving right here, and I want you to know this, Nick. I want all the listeners to know I'm a yuppie, but you define what a yuppie
A
is.
yuppie is kind of a city guy. Number one.
There we go.
They're a city guy.
Yep.
They were kind of came into themselves in probably the 80s and 90s. That's kind of when yuppies. They wore a particular style of clothing back then. They kind of went from, their parents were kind of hippies. And they kind of cleaned up and polo shirts buttoned all the way up and kind of, clothes actually fit well. And they had a certain look and they had a certain drive to them that their hippie parents didn't have.
And we kind of are going to Whole Foods and we have like first world problems. We're like,
Right.
Is this pesto organic?
Yes.
This pesto is not. I am not going to eat non-organic pesto.
How large was this chicken's range? Because a free range, I want to know that the range was large enough.
And we'll, as a family, we're going to get appalled about chickens that are in cages. But as a family, we have not done the math needed to explain how the chickens would have to control the entire Earth's surface area to feed us all. But the point is, so I have silky chickens. We buy organic all the time. So the fact that this guy doesn't use a chainsaw or use anything, doesn't use a router, doesn't use any of their tools I've never heard of because I'm a yuppie. I've never seen a tool.
Right. And that's what I was getting to. It pretty much.
He's like a router. I'm
If
like,
you need anything done around the house, you pick up the phone. That's the only tool you know how to use.
that's your tool. And so this guy's telling his story, and I'm going to keep it in play here.
I am Clayton Koss, and for the last 28 years now, I've been a chainsaw wood carver.
Now I'm thinking he's not chopping down original trees, is he?
I don't know.
And these are questions I'd have as a yuppie. You know what I mean?
These are.
Now, let me tell you where my
Are you
yuppiness comes
planting
from.
a tree every time you cut one down?
Let
That's my
me
biggest
tell you where my
concern.
yuppiness comes from.
Yes.
Because I'm married to a woman who is a lover of nature and the environment.
Yes.
So by nature, I am a man bear pig.
Correct.
So by nature, if I've watched this video, I'm like, I don't care what you use, just make it look good.
Just make it look
I
good.
don't freaking care what tree you tear down, just make it look good. I don't freaking, as a man bear pig. Because I'm married, so you know how it is. When you're married to a yuppie, a person who has a classy person, you have to find the middle. And now all of a sudden, I find myself as a 38-year-old man. I'm pulled into this commercial now. I'm going, this guy carves them all.
My dad owned a hardware store,
All of a sudden, I care about the story.
and as a
And really, consciously, I don't. But subconsciously, I do.
promotion for their store.
These are all things I don't care about. You know why I care, Zeke? Because I'm married to someone who cares.
Right. Would you ask her next time you see her? Would you
Yes.
ask Vanessa? Say, is hugging a dead tree the same thing as hugging a live tree?
No. I want to make sure we get this. My wife is not, out of control environmentalist. I'm just saying, if it's a candy bar and it doesn't have a story on it, and it's not $6, it gets met with a look of rejection that only a third grader can give their grandparents when they open up their sweater they got for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
A third grader gets a sweater for Christmas, and they're like, "Look at you! Look, I got you! Look at open the gift there, Brian! Open the gift!" And so Brian would have opened it up, like the '80s. Now we got like Skylar opens it up. Look at it! Open it, Skylar! Open it up! Look at Hamilton! Open it up! He opens it up. He looks at the sweater. What do you think? And the kid goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love it, Grandma. I mean,
Sure.
but no, that's how my wife looks at a candy bar that's not $6.
Yeah. Of
If
course.
it's $5.22, if it's not organic,
and there's a story. I like the part where there's a story.
There's a story. It's always made by Geppetto in the foothills of the Appalachians, and it's got the cocoa tree and the cacao leaf, and they donate 27% back to build thatched roof homes for kids in Michigan. I mean, the whole
He
thing.
decided to have a chainsaw wood carving contest.
Wait a second. But this guy knows his
He
audience.
needed somebody to be in this contest, and so
He's sharing a story. Now, Z, you're a little bit more man, bear, pig, too. You got to, I mean, you and I both are like, just get to the point. Give us an offer. But you and I hang around classy ladies, do we not?
Yes.
So let's continue.
That's where he recruited me. That
You know, again, in internal dialogue, I'm going, just get to the point and sell me a freaking
Yeah,
car.
but now you're
was the
just
earliest
pulled in.
days.
I'm pulled in
of
because I can hear my
Chainsaw
wife
Woodwork.
saying, but it's a great
Didn't
story.
exist in Oklahoma.
This
Nobody
soundtrack,
ever heard
I can't handle as a man, bear, pig.
No.
I need like a hip hop beat. But this, being married to
raspy-
a high class,
raspy, yeah,
I want this.
raspy.
It's
And so the first years that I did this, it was introducing it brand new to this whole region, this whole state. I started from a strictly engineer's perspective. I would plot out everything,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
oh god.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself because I'm married to somebody who appreciates the 6-star candy bar. I'm thinking like, well, I hope he hasn't made this efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly hope he hasn't made this a profitable industry where multiple people can do this. I hope he's the only one in Oklahoma that can do this because that's going to allow him to charge me more. That's what I'm hoping.
But I had to break away from that and get the free form.
Here we go, freeform.
Freeform. Oh.
It's not duplicatable.
You
No.
get so much more life that way.
So much more.
Here we go.
I'm like, can you take that chainsaw and go carve me some firewood?
Well, anyway, anyways, we get to the end of this commercial. Z, you should look over this.
Tulsa
Look-
is a great.
You got to look
urban
over. You got to look at the
forest.
sea. You got to sneak in here real quick. Let me show
You
it to you.
fly over it. That
Look
new
at these
life.
makes. Look at that thing. He made that with wood.
It's not about me and what I carve or what I want to
No,
carve.
it's not about
really.
you.
It's about them and
It's
their
about-
lives and
It's about the wood's
what's
lives.
important to them.
what's inside, what's trapped in the wood trying
The
to
point
come
is,
out.
this guy's boss. And if you want to commemorate something, you want to beautify, memorialize something, you want to take that tree and make it live for eternity, you got to call our main man, Clayton Koss. It's good stuff, right?
Good
But
stuff.
he knows his audience. He's
does.
only selling to yuppies. You've been to Midtown.
Oh, yes.
I looked at buying a house yesterday. I was telling you about this house.
Oh,
I
yeah,
went to
tell me-
yesterday.
oh, yeah, you gotta tell me
It's
about
I could probably get it for $400.
Yeah.
Right now, it's being appraised like $630
Yeah.
without any work being done to it. There are yuppies that will go in there and demolish the entire house that they just bought for $600,000. And you've seen this, and
Oh,
they build a
yeah.
new house on top.
Well,
No
sure.
big deal. It's $600,000. It's at least worth $600,000 for a little small lot with these old trees by it.
Sure. I mean,
Well, how? How does that? I don't understand the logic. I don't get it. I'm help me out. But this guy knows his audience.
location. There you go. So
I don't want to be in that location. I don't
I
want to
know
have a
you
backyard
don't
that
want
small.
neighbors. You don't want neighbors.
I
You
like
don't-
look over like there's a freaking pool. There's a guy looking at me. Go away.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't fit you. So you
So-
live out in the boonies.
Yeah.
And you're planting trees and building
Building
walls.
a tree wall right now, and
Yeah.
Josh is putting in the irrigation with living water irrigation. We're gonna have him on in just a minute. He's putting in the irrigation system. So I'm giving polarizing examples because I'm trying to help Nick kind of see this idea. Nick's not selling to men. He's not selling to men, is he, Z?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out if Nick knows who he's selling to.
I don't
You're
know if he
right.
knows.
That's what I'm finding out.
I don't think there's a single man except for you who wants to buy what you're selling. Maybe. What do you
Maybe.
want?
I don't know.
Repeat
Maybe.
what you're selling again, Nick.
Well, we're selling to it's people who are on the adventure, people who want the unique item that is not duplicated, that is something it's going to be unique in their home. They're going to be the only ones that have something like that, and it's at their fingertips.
I feel like it's people who don't have male genitalia or people married to people that don't. I just feel like that's the niche. Don't you agree?
So you think your target audience are women? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
We do get a lot. We have a lot
Women
of
with
that are
money.
intrigued. Yes, yeah.
To buy random stuff.
Who are
that-
married to alpha man bear pigs who just go get it done.
Yeah, just like hey.
Or
you
a
know.
woman who gets it done who kind of wants to be. I just feel like we're not selling to 20-year-olds, are we?
So tell me some products you're selling currently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we are actually we've targeted like an 18 to 30-year-old range because we want people who are out there like the backpackers, the guys that are out there doing stuff. They're
God.
traveling with like North Face stuff. And,
What's your
on that.
website?
Oh my
it's
gosh.
it's urbannomadtrading.com.
Urban
Nomad
Trading.
trading.com.
Okay, I'm looking it up
And
here.
right now, like we currently have it's a grooming blend. It's a one use grooming blend. You use it and you start your day with. You put on your face, chest, hair, beard, whatever you've got, and you can groom yourself across the board with it.
So
Smell
it's
good.
soap.
It's not soap. It's actually essential oil. It's based off of an essential oil blend.
Oh
And
my
it's-
God! People actually put that on. Men put that on. This
Oh
is
yeah,
for men.
we've men have absolutely.
These are men
loved
you're
it.
actually talking
Grown
about.
men. Yeah, I think the oldest man I've had purchase it was about 60 years old, and he absolutely loved
You
it.
confirmed it was a man.
Confirmed.
Wait a
Yes.
second.
Wait a
Have you
second.
checked? Have you done? Wait. There's a necessary TSA. A lot of times TSA has a certain way they'll check, to make sure that you're not bringing on metallic items. Is there another way, Z, to check if it's
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
You're as my generation. I can't comment on those kind of things. But back in the day, I mean, what year were
Back
you born?
in the day,
How would you
64?
check? How would you check? I don't even know how I would know. I can't even. Our generation, we can't even know.
I know. Well, back in my day, it was easy. You had short hair, you're a dude. You had long hair, you're a chick.
Now it's all confusing.
that's-
We don't know.
That's completely out the
We don't
window.
even know. And even what they are, they can say what they want to be. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But the point is, you're trying to find your ideal and likely buyer, and we're going to help you with this. Okay? Cool.
Yeah, we're going to help. Okay, we're going to help you. First of all, I'm trying to figure out what problem you're solving, and is this even really a business you should spend any time doing? That's really what I'm getting at here, because I'm sitting there going, okay, what are you selling, and who are you selling it to? Those are two really big things here. So when I say what are you selling, you say
Handcrafted products.
handcrafted products. We don't
Even more specific.
Even more specific.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is there a category? I mean, I heard you talk about this essential oil that you apparently you put men put all over their body for some apparent reason that I'm not quite sure of.
Well, it smells, in my opinion, it smells fantastic, and all the opinions I've had up leading to this, it smells
So it's
fantastic.
cologne.
It's a cologne, yes, but it's
Oh,
also
see,
it's
there we
a
go.
lotion, it's a moisturizer, it
Oh, my
acts,
God.
it's got about
Man, this is for
500
men you're
yeah,
talking-
it's about
oh.
500. You can use it right there in your morning. It's one stop. Do
But
it
it's
right there in the
it's
day.
only men you sell to. That's the niche.
Well, actually, no, not just only men. We actually have females that have bought it. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tee up how you would do this. This is how you would do it. I'm not messing with you. This is how you would do it.
Okay.
So step number 1, you have to get more specific, really specific, and you'd want to write that down. Get really specific. So I'm going to make you. You don't have to do it right now, but you have to choose which gender you're going to focus on to start. Now you don't have to always focus on just men or just women, but you have to focus on one niche to start. Step 2, you got to ask yourself, who is that ideal and likely buyer, and you've got to keep it to within a 20-year window and an income level that's very narrow. So as an example, if you're this wood carver guy, you're only going to make your money Z in Midtown. Am I correct in Tulsa, Oklahoma? I mean, that's the only demographic. Maybe nice South Tulsa, but there's not a whole lot of people in Broken Arrow, South Bixby, Coweta dropping $5,000 to have an awesome piece of art made out of wood in their front yard.
No, the sad thing is you're going to have an awesome piece of art in your yard, and no one's going to see it.
That's true.
No one's going to see it.
That's right.
Unless the few
You'll
of us,
see it.
I was going to say the few of us that actually have access into the castle known as the Clark Chicken Castle.
My wife told me I'm
Emporium.
invited too. I can get to come see it.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. You want to make sure that you have specifically the niche of who you're going to market to, okay? So men or women, and a very specific demographic. And I challenge you today to choose 5 zip codes in Tulsa.
Okay.
5. Just 5. Because on Facebook and on YouTube and on Google, you can choose the zip codes where your ads are shown.
Right.
And you can choose the demographics, men or women.
Right.
And then you've got to market to that group hard. And make a deal where it's such a no-brainer. So I'm looking at the product. It looks like it's in a great packaging. Looks like you did a good job on the packaging.
Thank you.
Looks like it makes sense. So you'd want to run ads that are hot. So I'm just asking, you don't have to tell me the number right now, but think in your mind, how much does it cost you per bottle to make this? Well, let me ask you this. How much do you sell it for?
It's $20 a bottle.
Let's say you sell it for 20 right now, Z. Let's say he sells it for 20, and these aren't known facts. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
Let's say he sells it for 20, but he makes it for 14. What kind of no-brainer should he make, Z, on his ads if you're running on YouTube or Facebook? And I've never heard of this before, and I see it, and it's like, do you want all natural moisturizer? Question mark. What? How hot should the deal be for that first deal?
First of all, if he's paying 14, he's got to charge more than $20 for it.
Let's say
I
let's say his cost was 5.
Okay, that's better.
Let's say it was 5. What kind of no-brainer would you do?
Well, I would say your first one maybe for $1. You know, I mean, your first. Maybe what you need to do is do a smaller packaging of it, and you go to Whole Foods.
Yep.
And that's your target audience in my mind. Whole Foods.
Because $1, you're kind of going, well, try it out.
I'll try it out.
I mean, when I was on the cruise, the cruise for Royal Caribbean, they did a great job, but they were like, do you guys want a Moscow Mule? And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
well, I'm on a trip, and it's 11 a.m., a little bit early here, but You know how much it is?
I'm not driving.
When you first get, well, I'm not driving the boat. When you first get on the boat, you know how it is. When you first get on the boat,
Oh, yeah.
they're all about offering you a free beverage, like 11 o'clock, 8 a.m., 9 a.m.,
sure.
whatever.
Oh, sure.
And why are they offering the first beverage free?
Because they want to get you fired. They want to get you going.
Right.
Want to get this
That's
party
how
started.
it is. We got to get the party started. It's 11 a.m. We're getting on a boat.
Come
We're
on.
on a boat.
Get to-
So what you have to do is you've got to get people right now fired up about this, and you're saying it's a hot deal. And on the other end, the customer's saying, I don't think it's a hot deal. So I'm going to give you the no-brainers. I'm going to help you very specifically. So one, say 75% off your first order. Bam. That right there is hot. And then put somewhere small, only $5 per unit, whatever. Second thing you put on there, get a celebrity endorsement or somebody that people know. So if you got, who are the guys who made the duck calls? Who are those guys?
Oh, yeah.
The Robertsons.
Yeah.
The Robertsons, yeah.
I'm just saying, those guys with the Art of Manliness blog, or Art of Manliness podcast, we've been featured on his show. Elephant in the Room has been featured on there one time. Get on that thing and say, endorsed by, give that guy free samples. Get anybody who would get into that vein. Somebody who else is like an ultra manly man? I mean, was it Matthew McConaughey? Isn't he famous for not taking showers?
I don't know.
I think he's like more known as like being natural. Like he doesn't like to take a lot of showers, but he's a beautiful man. If Matthew McConaughey endorsed this thing, maybe he's not relevant right now. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe Nick Jonas, maybe he's not relevant. Maybe it's Bieber. I don't know. But you want to give samples like a company in Tulsa, Rustic Cuff, Z. She got all the celebrities. Carrie Underwood. She got Oprah. Big names. Once big name people started wearing the Rustic Cuff, Z, what happened to those sales?
Everybody wanted to be the cool chick, and everybody wanted to have them.
Because if Trisha Yearwood's got one and Carrie Underwood's got one, and if Oprah has one, I should probably have one too. People are
Absolutely.
crazy about that.
Absolutely.
You know? Hanes underwear. What's that? It's okay. Michael Jordan's wearing that. Holy crap!
But here's the other thing too, Nick. That's even more important than that.
Yep.
Is your first line of products needs to be very narrow.
Narrow.
In other words, Amazon now sells everything, but they started off as, you know what they sold?
I don't know what they started out with now.
Books for
Books.
years. That's all they sold were
books.
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 Remember those things?
Yes.
Hardback, softbacks.
They don't use those words anymore.
Oh, sorry.
He's too young. He's never heard that word. That's a new word.
It's a thing, actually. I know you're too young to probably know what a book is. But they sold books, and they sold books for a long time. And then they started selling everything. So don't be anything that's made organically or sourced here, that's whatever we're going to sell. No, you get your narrow focus. Right. Men's grooming products. There we go. Now, that's something we can get our kind of head wrapped around a little bit.
Right.
And our story is, here's our story. Our story is that it's natural, it's sustainable, it's local, it's blah, blah, blah,
Those
blah,
are all
blah.
the features.
Those are the features of it, okay? You're not leading with, hey, we're going to go find products that are blah, and we're going to just...
And then I got more. You need to have a video that is hot. Now, specifically, I'm going to queue up the Tom Shoes video. This video doesn't appeal to me because I give to causes I believe in. And the idea that if I buy a pair of shoes and you give a pair away, it falls on deaf ears with me. I don't get it. I'm like, why not just charge me half off and then do what you want to do with the money? I don't know. Or why don't you charge me full price and give away? I don't know. But anyway, people are into it. Like, they buy a pair, give a pair. Okay.
It's a move.
It's a move. It works. It doesn't matter what I think. It works. But this is the commercial. I'm queued it up. There it is. Let me get it going. It's got the guitar again.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the
There we
wood
go.
carver.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
Hold it.
Showing shoeless
hold
kids.
it.
I started a shoe company, and every time I sold a pair of shoes, I gave a pair away.
That's great. That's a great story. It's done very well.
Yeah, you know what's so ironic about it is all the companies in Africa that have actually closed because they sold shoes, and all these free shoes came into the country. They couldn't compete with it. It's like,
I know that.
yeah, I know.
There's always a winner and a loser. But the point is, I want to make sure we're getting this idea. You make a hot commercial. Mm-hmm. Now, when you get people to try it, you've got to obsess about getting real reviews from really happy customers. And you can't stop with a product. We've got many clients that are Amazon-based or online product clients I've worked with. If you don't have 500 Google reviews or 500 reviews on Amazon, it's like you're not a real thing. So you got to obsess on that. You got to if you have 0 today and you need 500, you got to get 10 a day or whatever. It's got to be a psychological problem. You're giving out samples at the mall. You're letting people try it out, and you're like, hey, if you'll give me your objective review, I'll give you a sample bottle. I mean, you got to be hitting up the guys dorm at ORU. You got to be going to places like Elephant in the Room or maybe our competitors, places that sell products to men, women, whatever. But choose the gender and just obsess.
Now, Nick, are you actually making the product?
Yeah, we hand mix, we hand batch. It's all small batched. We make them 25 bottles at a time. We spend about 17 hours a day when we make batches, and we just make the whole set right then and there.
And the reason Z and
And
I are,
what do you call it?
We call it.
Man
each of
cream?
them have a name. Actually, each of them have a name. We have the Savage Gentleman, the Charming Rebel, and the Classy Pioneer.
and the overall product is called the UrbanNomadTrading.com.
Urban Nomad Trading Company is the name of the company, and the product is just the essential oil grooming blend.
And what I'm saying to you guys, and I've never looked at the financials of the Chainsaw King here, of the ChainsawArtistry.com, but I can say I've seen his work all over Tulsa. I've never heard a negative thing about him or his product, but he knows who he's selling to.
Right.
And he would not be solvent if he was running around selling to the wrong people. And you've got to figure out who your people are. So review. Figure out the very narrow demographic. Figure out those 5 zip codes. Figure out the gender of who you're going for. As in determine what gender you want to market to, not trying to determine the gender of people that are buying your product. That would be wrong.
Yeah,
We can't do that. And then what you want to do is create a video on your website, get a
Right.
ton of Google reviews, and start running those ads. And that's how we do it. Now, Z, somebody out there might be saying, well, Clay, you really skipped over the whole Klingon thing.
Well, you did, and
I've
you
got a
did
little
that
audio.
You tease us. You
This
tease
is-
us with a lot of
See,
stuff.
this is Rosetta Stone. You can learn Klingon.
Oh,
Let me
I've
cue
got
it up.
another super move for him too.
Okay, let me just keep 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds.
Hold on.
Wait, so let me-
Hold on.
About 10 years now, I specialize in Klingon language studies. Much behasta, Dutch.
Ah, there we go. Asa,
I know listeners were looking for that conclusion. They were cliffhanger. Okay,
Thank you.
back to
Thank
you.
you for that. The other thing too is I would make sure that you have a packaging that's small enough with enough product in it, made for a 1 use or maybe a 2 use, that you could give away, or you could go door to door, or you could
Right.
just give away. You
Right.
could go to a trade show and actually have samples there that you're giving away. You want to get this product in as many hands as possible. With the how to buy it, how to get more, your website, you want to make sure it's easy to come on your website and purchase said product, right? Because you're
Very easy.
You're going to be online, correct?
Easy.
Right.
You're not going to have a brick and mortar
Right.
store. So you want to make sure that you have a small packaging that you can give it away, and you want to come up with a cool name. What do you call it now? Essential oil.
They just each of them have a different name. Each smell.
Each smell. Okay,
Yeah.
so go through the smell, the names again.
The Savage Gentleman.
Okay,
is
the
one.
Savage Gentleman. How's that
Savage.
smell? How's that?
It's actually got cinnamon. It's got like cedar wood. It's actually really it's a really warm smell. Makes you feel like you're like a lumberjack.
Like a
honestly.
lumberjack.
Yeah, it's really lumberjack.
The name it Lumberjack. I like that. No, I'm teasing. Okay, so Savage Gentleman, that's one. And what's the other one?
We got the Classy Pioneer. It's a peppermint, and it's just it's a clean, refreshing, energetic
The
kind of smell.
Classy Pioneer. Okay,
Yes.
the next one is
And it's the Charming Rebel.
the Charming Rebel.
Yes,
And-
sir.
And what does it smell?
And that one is one that it's actually more of like a piney smell, more organic smell, more like tea tree smell.
Which one are you, Clay? I'm trying to figure out which one are you.
The Barefooted Neighbor, I think, is my brand I'd buy.
The bear.
I don't know. I mean,
You would buy the man. You'd buy the
can
man
I
bear.
tell you
pig.
something?
Man bear.
I
pig.
have never put on cologne or used any cleaning product other than shampoo to get ready since I've been married, or before I got married. I just get up. My wife has Suave for thick hair, Suave for no hair, Suave for kids hair, baby hair, just conditioner, just shampoo. To me, that's all good. I don't care. I don't do body wash. I don't do exfoliating cream. I literally just brush my teeth, take a shower. Hopefully, there's
You put on deodorant at least.
I do, but it doesn't matter whether it's men's deodorant, women's deodorant. I don't care what it is because the kids just take whatever. I have no class. I have no style. I have no preferences. I don't care
So you are not the target audience. You know
at
that.
all. Like
At all.
every time people give me like something where it's like, here's loofah to remove. I'm like, I want calluses.
So when you go and stay in a hotel, do you kipe all the stuff?
No, I
You don't kipe the soap and the shampoo,
No,
and
I
the conditioner
literally,
and all that.
John knows this because I shower up here more often than not after working out, but I'll just go buy like, whatever's on sale, like 70% more, 20% more, Suave, Old Spice, whatever. I don't
Whatever.
care.
Yeah, I don't care.
And I get it, and it's like, this was like $1. Okay, cool. And then I take a shower, and I just do it every day. And then whatever deodorant's on sale, it could be generic, it could be the big brand, it could be. I don't care. I don't care. I never have cared, which is why I look like I do. But I just don't care. But you know what? There's people that do care, and that's why I'm saying you got to find your niche. That's why I'm being
Find
polar.
those people.
But I'm saying that's why I'm being polarizing about this idea, because if you were going knocking on my door, hey, we sell Maseratis. Nope. Hey, we sell vacation packages. Nope. We sell pretty much nope. But if you're like, We sell silky chickens and trees. Yeah, come on in there, buddy.
Come on in. Are the trees that are evergreen and say green?
We sell vintage posters. Oh, come on in.
Okay.
We'll let you watch Adam Sandler movies over and over until you
Go
find the
away!
deeper until you find the deeper meaning.
Adam Sandler.
All right, now see,
He probably could buy these products.
Sandler probably has class. Look at him; he's a beautiful
He's a classy
man.
pioneer.
Now I tell you what, we have to wrap up today's show because we got to interview a guy in just a moment who's an expert on selling things on Amazon.
Okay. Oh,
so I
well,
want to
here
have
we go.
Josh
Okay.
on the show, and I want to have Nick be able to ask him questions as well. This guy sells hundreds of millions of dollars of products on Amazon. It's going to be exciting.
Perfect. Oh, that's awesome.
Here we go. This will be kind of our pre-intro, our pre-outro outro.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.